It ought to be a simple story. We need a national floral emblem. This is back in the 1950s. We don't have one. It ought to be a simple matter. And others had made efforts to have a national floral emblem. Dirksen was not among those early proponents of that, but David Burpee, who was president of the Burpee Seed Company, decided that once Everett Dirksen was in the leadership of the Republican Party, he was the one Burpee should approach about sponsoring the marigold as the national floral emblem. Dirksen now is, of course, associated with that effort. But what that story leaves untold is that Dirksen was very much a reluctant champion of the marigold. And it took David Burpee 17 months, I think, to get Dirksen to be an official sponsor. So what did Dirksen try to do? First of all, Dirksen was faced with a dilemma. I have constituents back in Illinois who would rather have other flowers be the floral emblem. There was a debate, for example, about the corn tassel. Is the corn tassel a flower? And if it is, maybe that's the flower I should sponsor. Then Dirksen, still not having resolved in his mind what to do, convinced Burpee to approach other senators in other states. Dirksen suggested California, where there are a lot of seed growers. That didn't pan out. Dirksen then had to use the argument that I like all flowers. Why are you going to make me pick one flower to be the floral emblem? Burpee wore him down. I think we have 160 letters in our collection of this very clever, conscientious, persistent effort by David Burpee to get Everett Dirksen to sponsor the resolution. And eventually Dirksen agrees. He's not successful in that endeavor. By the time Dirksen dies in 1969, there is no national floral emblem. I think that comes in 1986 when Ronald Reagan signed the legislation. But it's a fascinating story. It's emblematic of the kind of lobbying and decision-making that goes on when one considers legislation of a much grander scope.